Hey everyone, welcome back to RJK English. I'm going to go over a couple new things. So I'm looking at this as I want to explore how to learn a language. So I've messed around with some. I've learned Hindi and Urdu to an intermediate level, but I'm kind of coming at it like, okay, I love to learn languages. What's the way to do it? And I came across this guy. And I like what he's talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is Steve Kaufman. I will put his link in the, actually, I'm going to do it right now. Steve Kaufman, Lingo Steve. So he is an ex-Canadian diplomat and talks about language learning. And I like how he's coming at it. So let's go ahead and listen to what he has to say here.
Creased and whatnot, so I decided to try a different look. Tell me what you think. Anyway, why do I say don't aspire to fluency? This kind of
Here we go. You should hear it better now.
Atomic habits. And I have in the past said, we should try to become fluent if we're climbing a mountain, if our goal isn't to reach the peak of the mountain, that we're certainly never going to get there, that you should have these lofty goals. However, reading Atomic Habits made me realize the important thing is not to have some lofty goal, but rather, how are we going to get there? So the focus should not be on imagining yourself speaking fluently, although it's not a bad thing to do, but it's not going to help you. The main focus has to be on, what am I going to do every day?
That's
to
right.
improve every day? Because in fact, working on a language, as I've talked about in a variety of my videos, can be a bit of a lonely journey. We can have the impression that we're putting a lot of effort in and not getting anywhere.
So this is what really hit me, because I find this very lonely, which is part of the reason why I make videos. Because I love this. No one I know around me loves this. So I have Kashmiri friends. They don't care that I'm learning Kashmiri. I have friends around here that speak other languages. They're not interested in me talking about how I love to learn languages. And I often feel like if I say I love learning, well, I have to demonstrate that I speak fluently in something. So, and I really worked at Hindi and Urdu. So I worked hard, and I got to a level where my kids are from India and they were Marathi and Hindi speakers, and I was able to speak to them in Hindi to help them as we became a family to move into speaking in English. So I've had some, and I've actually translated Hindi to English. But if you asked me if I'm fluent, I would say no. I listen to a lot of movies and I only catch some of it. It's embarrassing, honestly. So I really like what he says of focus on what you can do right now to learn it. And he actually has a thing you'll see is icon LingQ. I went to it and I tried it out today for Persian, and I think I like his method and agree. But the fact is, and why I like him saying this, is it's a lonely enterprise. And often, at least maybe it's a Western thing, I don't know, but you often have to do it yourself. That's how I do it. Now, I know other people who maybe learn, they really can just jump in with other people and learn. That's not me. So I like what he's saying. We'll keep going. And then I'm going to get on to learning as well.
And yeah, maybe the sense that one day I will be fluent is helpful to us. But what is more helpful is to have that sense that every day that I'm doing something, I am improving. And even to have activities that give you small victories. So I have enjoyed, for example, doing these matching pairs and assembling sentences on Link. It slows me down in terms of acquiring more vocabulary. It's time that is not spent on massively, ingesting the language, listening and reading, getting my brain used to it. but it is diving into the nuts and bolts of the language. It's giving me a small sense of achievement because those are essentially easy tasks to do. So we get an easy sense of achievement. It keeps me going. I'm focused on the now, what I'm doing now to improve in the language, what I'm doing now to get a sense of success in the language. Another thing could be seeking out an opportunity to use the language with a native speaker, maybe who lives in your community, maybe getting on an online lesson with a tutor, all those little things that keep you moving along.
Yeah.
It's fine to have that lofty goal. A number of the languages that I say that I speak, in fact, I don't speak them fluently. I can maybe get them up to fluent at some point, but that doesn't mean I haven't enjoyed trying to learn them. I haven't enjoyed every step along the way.
I really like what he's saying here. So I'm going to go to how to get started learning a language.
Hi there, Steve Kaufman here. And today I want to talk about getting started and some of the common proverbs or expressions there are around getting started and how I think we should get started in learning a language. There is an expression that Aristotle quotes or quoted, referring to a proverb that already existed in ancient Greece. So it's important to begin the job well, and then you will do the job well. There's another expression that comes from about the same period or a little earlier, attributed to Lao Tzu in Chinese classics, which says, the 1,000 li, what mile call it, the 1,000-mile march begins with the first step. So two different proverbs talking about the importance of getting started. I thought about this because last little while I've kind of not been doing much language learning, haven't done much with my Farsi, so I don't listen to content, then I don't speak to my Iranian tutor, and that kind of was the situation for quite a few days. And then I had to clean up the kitchen. There was quite a big mess there. So I'll put on my Iranian history series.
Yep, that's what I do too.
And the thing is, once you get started again, all of a sudden everything comes back to
That's
life.
exactly the truth. Exactly the truth. I really like what this guy is saying.
So now I'm interested again in learning Persian.
Yep.
And then I say, yeah, I'm going to book another session with Sahra online with my tutor. So sometimes, you can hang back, and the same is true of exercising. Hang back and not do something for a while, convince yourself you don't want to do it or whatever. Once you get started, you're back into it again. So it's very important to take that first step. To Aristotle's
let's go forward.
That are mini stories that link. You won't be surprised to hear me say that. To me, that's the place to get started. You shouldn't get started on lists of colors or lists of, members of the family or any or people, at the train station or any of the traditional stuff that's put.
So his point, and I'll keep going back to this, and I'm going to stop sharing again. I'll keep going back to this, but his point is and I really like this because this is fit the way I've done it. And I think even how I'm doing this Turkish is start listening, jump in, take things in. Now, I am doing the traditional approach of I'm using Duolingo and Babbel, but I'm going to start using his link for Farsi, which is a language I've wanted to learn, which is not available on Duolingo. I'm going to start trying his way because for Hindi and Urdu, it has really helped me to listen and just to jump in and try. I've read through Harry Potter in Hindi. How much did it help? I have to keep working at it. But just like he said, I liked what he said that I'm not at fluent, but could I get to fluent if I needed to? Probably. That's how I feel about Hindi and Urdu. That's also how I feel about German, maybe French, that if I needed to, I have the tools that I could do it if I wanted to. For Italian, I was going there on a trip, and so I really worked at it, and that's how I got Duolingo, Memrise, Babbel, and YouTube, because it worked so well for me for going to Italy that one time. And I know, hey, if I needed to get fluent, I know how to do it now. So Hindi was the one I really stumbled with. It's kind of like that first girlfriend where I didn't do it exactly right. I probably have gotten into some ruts, but it's my first love too. But anyways, I really liked this. So I'm gonna stop this here now, and then we'll go back and I'll just do my Turkish. But I'm gonna start going back to what he's saying and watching it here to see this as a way of looking at how do we learn languages as well. And that might be useful for you more than, watching me learn Turkish. But why do I do this? A lot because this is very lonely to do it. What am I learning right now? I'm working on Mandarin, Arabic. My chief one is Kashmiri right now. That's the one I really want to get down. And Turkish. So it is lonely, but I'm doing it and trying to find ways to keep myself motivated. Doing a tutor is not one of those right now. Why? Because I have a lot of social anxiety and I'm not going to push myself on it right now. So anyways, that's what I've got for now. Come back for the second part and I'll be going through my regular stuff. All right, I'll see you. Hi everyone, welcome to RJK English. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will help me make more of these videos. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram, and see us on Facebook, and we can talk further.